Hi, Queen Yoga Bee here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a rice bag weight bolster. Oh, by the way, thanks for visiting my YouTube channel. I never make them out of sand because sand is messy if you get a hole in it. I'd rather clean up rice than sand. So here's what you have to do first. You have to go to the store and buy a 10-pound bag of rice. You want to buy it in the bag, not loose and free, because you're going to keep this bag on the rice. So the first thing you're going to do is get some fabric. This is kind of lightweight, but it's all I had. So you want kind of medium weight cotton, non-stretchy fabric. And this is 2 layers, and I've got it's inside out, so the inside, the pretty colors on the inside. Actually, it's the same color on both sides in the yellow. So first thing I do is I plunk this on here. So since there's a fold at the end here and I'm not going to have to stitch, I'm going to put it all the way down here, and then I take my marker and I just draw around it. So if you have 4 sides, you have to deal with, no problem. Okay, so then after that, I add another line, a couple of inches, maybe a little bit more, so that it's a bigger bag. So you want it bigger, not smaller. If it's too big, it doesn't really matter, but too small, you can't get the rice bag in there. So you cut it out and you stitch around your spots. Now, you only need 3 sides to be stitched because you have to be able to get the rice bag in the case, right? So I stitch that and I make a little case, and then I take the rice bag and I put it in the case, and it looks like this. And I just leave this extra here because I want to stitch it shut. Why do you want to stitch it shut? Well, if you should happen to get a hole in this, you don't want rice all over the place. So this is my protector. Oh, in the meantime, I'm making another case, a pillowcase to put on the outside so I can wash it. So I take that and I can cut through 4 pieces at once, maybe, or I can use that. It's my pattern for this. So I stitch around it. Now, here's a trick. I don't want to have to finish the ends of this, which would be like this. I'm gonna just stitch 3 sides. So I'm going to use my pattern, stitch 3 sides, leave this open, turn it right side out, and then put it on the rice bag, and I will have a rice bag that looks like this. 10 pounds. Oh, here's the one that's stitched. Okay, so it looks like this, and it's got plenty of extra. I use the extra, it's way easier to hang on to it, especially if you want to use it for just a weight, like a kettlebell or whatever those things are. You can. It's 10 pounds, substantial. But in yoga class, I use it as a bolster and a weight. So for instance, sometimes I use it as a weight in a pose like Baddha Konasana, where I have very tight hips and I'm constantly trying to open my hips. So I can put a rice bag here and another rice bag here, which you cannot do with a barbell. You can't, those little dumbbells, you won't balance on your knees. It's soft. So now all I'm going to do is just breathe into this wonderful, glorious pull that's happening. It's adding a little bit more than gravity can, and that's what I want. So you can also use it as a bolster in place of a yoga block. So it may not be high enough for you if you're incredibly tight, but you can put it under for your support. You can also put it under yourself for supported bridge. So I like it for supported bridge pose. I also like it for a little legs up the wall, against the wall with your legs or not. It adds a little height. So all the poses where you want, where you could use a block or a rolled up blanket, you can use the rice bag. I like it because it's not as squishy as a blanket and it's not as sharp cornered as the block. In Savasana, lots of ways to use it. I sometimes put it on my back and enjoy a back bend opening. Depends on what you're going for. So right now, I don't have my head so tipped back, and it's a little bit easier to calm my system than when my head is tipped back and my chin is higher than my nose. So this is glorious. Also, when you're in Savasana, which is how I use this a lot, is to put it on my belly. So you put it on your belly and it gives you a huge sense of being grounded. It gradually sends your lower back closer to the mat. It tips your pelvis just slightly. It's a glorious thing. You can also put it on your thighs, which is another way of grounding yourself. You can use it in place of a block to put your hand on. So in Savasana, if you want your hands higher than your elbows, that works. Oh, let's see. So many things to do with this. Also, you can make smaller ones. So this one I made, and I think it's 6 pounds. I don't know why I took it out of its plastic bag. Maybe it's closer to 5. Maybe I took a 10-pounder and I just divided it in half, but it's kind of floppy. It works okay. It's kind of nice if you're laying here and you want a little opening for your hands. You can do that. I don't use the 5 and 6 pounders as much as I do the 10s, but I do use this a lot. So this is made with rice in it too, and it's about a 1 pounder. I have my clients put it over their eyes or they put it on their foreheads. It's pretty little. You can also put it in your hand for a weight when you're in Savasana. I never put an essential oil on it. A lot of people like lavender, and I don't, because my clients, some of them are sensitive to even essential oils like lavender. When I don't have a little case for this, what I usually do is give everybody a paper towel or a hanky that can be washed, and we just wrap it, and then they place it where they want it. And afterwards, I don't have to worry about washing this. If you're very germ conscious, at the end of my practice, I line them all up on a yoga mat and I spray them with a spray disinfectant, and then I roll them over and I spray them on the other side. So you can clean them in several ways. I really like them. This makes a really nice calming for over your eyes or your forehead. I let my clients decide what they would rather do. It blocks out the light. And it also, on your forehead, it presses on your third eye, which stimulates your vagus nerve, and it sends a signal to your nervous system that everything's okay. And that's pretty much what we're going for. So thank you again for visiting my YouTube channel. And I hope I've given you some ideas on how to make a weight bolster with rice instead of sand. And yeah, have fun. Get out your sewing machine. Even though you could stitch this by hand, I wouldn't recommend it. And namaste. I appreciate it.